My mother, she was a light. She would make you feel like you were the most important person in the world. And you would really enjoy talking to her. Her heart, she was as beautiful inside as she was out. And her heart was just like no other.
Roseanne Corcoran knows dementia caregiving. Up until her mother's passing in May 2021, she was her primary in-home family caregiver. Corcoran is also a noted expert in dementia caregiving, serving as the founder and creator of Daughterhood the podcast, as well as a support group leader for Daughterhood. Corcoran would be the first to tell you that dementia care is expensive.
The typical costs are food costs, medical costs. If you hire a caregiver through an agency, it's $25 to $32 an hour. Privately, you can get maybe 20, depending, 15 to 20. Again, depends on the location in the country as well. So that all depends. Drug costs, if you need modifications for your home, all of that factors in, but not everybody needs all of that. So it's very subjective. The average for the year for caregivers is $7,000 to $10,000 out of pocket as of the 2020 AARP report.
Not everyone can afford an extra $7,000 to $10,000 a year in dementia caregiving expenses. That's where the help of a financial advisor can be beneficial.
My name is Christopher Graney. I am a financial advisor with Prudential, and I am also the managing partner of my advisory practice. In terms of helping people with dementia, basically what our practice does is we help families to build out a financial plan to address the costs associated with providing care for somebody stricken with dementia.
I was fortunate that my mother had saved, and I was able to use her funds for her care. There are people that have been bankrupt from it because they take out second mortgages on their house, they stop working. There are people, with dementia, the lifespan is 4 to 20 years. Well, how do you plan for that? How do you go back to work after that when you've been out of the job market for 10 years, we'll say?
Basically, the cost of the care is exorbitantly expensive, and it really is something that requires planning well ahead of time to address. Simplest advice I give to all of my clients is failing to plan is planning for failure. Once you're 80 years old, and if you're stricken with dementia and you're running short of money, it's not like you can go back to work. A lot of people mistakenly expect that their children would step in to help, but then of course that would mean either a lot of financial pressure on their children leaving work. They never really sat down and had the conversation of, if this happens to me, will you quit your job and take care of me full time? Can you quit your job and take care of me full time?
For caregivers who cannot quit their job or care for their loved one with dementia in their home, senior living communities and nursing homes often become necessary options, yet these options come at a cost. Talima Harris is the admission coordinator at Whitehorse Village, an assisted living step-up care facility in Newtown Square.
Dementia unit is memory care, so it's under the same license as our personal care, which people probably would say assisted living. So it's more so people that's like in our memory care, like still a little independent with themselves. They can still do things for themselves sometimes. Some might need total care. If they need like total care, they do come over to the skill unit. But as far as our pricing, right now, to the end of the year, our level 1 is $325 per day, and our level 2 is $380 per day. And that includes room and board and day 3 meals a day.
Additional costs include medications, as Whitehorse Village does not accept Medicaid, which means that they charge for medications if they are not covered by insurance. However, the facility does accept long-term care insurance by billing the resident family first, and then the long-term care insurance will reimburse the family later.
I can't speak for every other facility, but ours, so for 1 month for under a level 1 is $9,750. That's for 1 month. Under a level 2, it'd be $11,400 a month here out of pocket. Because we only do private pay. Insurance won't cover for memory care or personal care.
Thankfully, there are some solutions to out-of-pocket costs, with one being the Hilarity for Charity nonprofit, which fundraises to help with expenses by providing financial support.
We've been our own nonprofit organization since 2017. And our mission is to provide care and support for families who are facing Alzheimer's and dementia today, while also investing in brain health research and education so that we can prevent the disease for tomorrow. We fundraise in the traditional ways that nonprofits fundraise through individual donations, grants from foundations. Our events are fundraisers, and we have corporate sponsorships of our programs.
Some ways in which Hilarity for Charity helps caregivers is by providing free online support groups by matching caregivers based on their family situation. They also award in-home respite grants to caregivers through their partnership with the Home Instead Home Care organization.
We have a grant process, so people can apply for an HFC grant using the application on our website. Those applications are reviewed by external grant review committees, and then those who qualify get awarded based on their results of the review process. Those grants, there are two versions of those grants. A short-term grant, which we call Respite Recharge, provides a grant of 50 hours to be used over the course of 3 months. And our long-term care grants, which is called extended, I think it's the extended care grants, they provide 25 hours a week, every week for 6 months. And essentially, it equates to $25 per hour of care. So the grantees there are no out-of-pocket expenses for them. They just get a free caregiver. And we fund that program through our fundraising efforts.